Have you been enjoying the adventures of our characters in Rumble Squad and Serviceable Plots? Or getting into the nitty-gritty rules for 5th edition? Support us on Patreon. By contributing as little as $1 a month, you'll get to hear exclusive content and updates before anyone else. Our higher-level patrons get access to DM's notes, outtakes from our episodes, and even a chance to add an item or NPC to a D&D Raw episode. Yes, you can hear our silly, out-of-character shenanigans, and even cause some of your own by influencing the story. Our producer-tier patrons listen to our audio before anyone else to give feedback and shape the final episode. We want to give a special thanks to our producer-tier patrons, Johnny Torres, for serving as producers on this episode. We also want to thank our adventurer tier and above patrons for their support this month. So thank you, Feral Joe, Matt Fry, Mosiru, Shosuru Ajo, Grimfuse, Ryan Glasgow, Jeremy Kleinhans, and a Linux fan. To join this list of outstanding people, go to patreon.com/DNDRaw. By joining our patrons, you enable us to dedicate more time to creating episodes. And if you're not able to support D&D Raw on Patreon, we would love it if you leave us a review on iTunes or wherever you listen to podcasts. Thank you. Next week will be Serviceable Plots, Episode 34. Join us now for Serviceable Plots, Episode 33. We went all in. And with me today are the following players.
Hi, I'm Bethany, and I'll be playing Belinda Walsingham, the half-elf awakened mystic.
Hi, this is Adam, and I will be playing Akiva Khonshu, the Shadar Kai Hexblade Warlock.
Hi, I'm Jane, and I'm playing Nissa Turin, the gnome arcane trickster rogue.
Hi, I'm Mike, and I'm playing Scrivener Shannon Whitecliffe, the human rogue fighter.
Last time, the party met with Wolfhunter, the Goliath acquisitions expert of the cult of Tenebris, near Mandeville. After convincing her that they could be of use to the cult, they gained entrance to the base. Splitting up, Akiva and Belinda began to double down, speaking to a Deathlock about becoming sacrifices in service to Tenebris. Meanwhile, Scriv created a distraction in the library as Nissa snuck into a hidden study and retrieved several stolen tomes, a few letters, and some interesting potions before slipping back to rejoin Scriv. So back to Belinda and Akiva.
Akiva, what are the odds that, Lazarus would be a good scout?
He could be a good scout. I would just need to keep him close to the ceiling. I don't think anybody would be looking up.
Just a thought. For now, I think we're okay, but maybe just in case.
Let me know if you think we can use him. You think I can summon him around a corner?
He is yours. I trust your judgment.
What are we doing right now? Are we just...
You are being gestured back the way you came.
Okay, we go.
You guys are brought all the way back to the dormitories and past. As you come to the curve where you saw Wolfhunter disappear down, you see the hallway extends beyond that, but you are brought to a door that is almost immediately past. And when the door is open, you see several people. You see here there is a basin, off in one corner, currently empty. There are two figures. Based off of what you now know, they are also Gravewalkers, based off the symbolism you see on them. And you see Wolfhunter here, towering over a very slight of build, half-elven figure, who is wearing similar robes, but you notice, smudged makeup.
Oh, shoot.
And a little bit of blood and bruises.
We're pretty confident this is Eryn, based on what Nissa has told us.
Based on the description given.
And the smudge makeup.
And the smudge makeup, and the blood, and she is chained. And when you walk in, Wolfhunter turns and just, do I have more to talk to? And the two figures behind you, they are true sacrifices, so I don't need to bind them.
We are choosing this path.
I wish to give myself fully.
Very well. You may disrobe and place on the appropriate attire and gestures towards two robes that are hanging on the wall by the door. We will allow you time to prepare. And they close the door, leaving you with Wolfhunter, the injured half-elf, and two of the Gravewalkers in the room.
Telepathic.
Open telepathy.
I think if we try and dig any further, we're going to have to just, commit to something that I think will be detrimental.
We still haven't found the stupid tuning fork.
As much as it's a bad idea, I think we're starting to get to the point where it's either we have to do something real, real bad, or we start fighting and then we go look after we're done.
Do we want to trust that Nissa and Scriv have the tuning fork under control?
I think unless we want to put ourselves in an even worse situation, we're gonna have to take care of Wolf Hunter.
Quick prayer to my deity. There's the 2 grave walkers and Wolf Hunter, and then the beaten up Eryn. We're in a room. There appear to be no other doors. I'm gonna turn to the grave walkers and say, we're so thrilled to be moving forward. Would you be willing to go tell our friends that we are preparing for the ceremony?
They're currently in the library looking at the sacred tomes.
Make a persuasion check.
So a total of 14.
I will go inform your friends. Please, my associate will help you in donning the appropriate attire. And one of them will go past you and leave the room.
Who are you taking?
I was gonna go fully in on Wolf Hunter.
Okay, let's take Wolf Hunter first, and then we'll learn what's gonna happen with the other one. This could get really ugly. Telepathically, I'm gonna say to Eryn, your friend Nissa sent us. We're here to help. If you have anything you could do, it's about to get really dangerous.
Bonus action, I'm gonna curse Wolf Hunter with my Hexblade's curse.
Akiva, Belinda, roll initiative for me. This first round is a surprise. You have a surprise round. Akiva. So you focus your energy as it swarms around her.
I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to sling an Eldritch Blast at her. 2 of them, and I get my charisma bonus because I have Agonizing Blast.
What is your first attack with it?
26.
How much damage?
10 points of damage.
All right, and then your second beam?
27. It's a 19, which is a crit. 19 points of damage.
Akiva, you focus your arcane energy as dark tendrils swarm around Wolf Hunter. As you gather your Eldritch Blast and release 2 bolts, both slam into the chest of the Goliath woman. The first one bounces off of her armor, causing her shoulder to spin. The second one hits her dead center in the chest, and Belinda, from that close up, you hear the cracking of the studs in her armor and maybe a few bones.
I'm going to sidle up right to the very right of her, next to Belinda.
Okay, so you are running to the corner of the room after releasing these 2 blasts of energy into Wolf Hunter. Belinda.
I'm going to try something risky. I have not used Occluded Mind before. Lets me target a creature via telepathy, and they have to make an intelligence save. If they fail, they have to believe a statement of my choice for the next 5 minutes, and I'm targeting the Grave Walker. So, that's a DC 16 int save.
He failed.
I am going to say, Wolf Hunter is a traitor and an assassin who must be destroyed.
Okay. So it looks at you and is starting to reach for their dagger.
And I'm going to say to Akiva, leave the Grave Walker.
Okay.
I'm going to use my precognitive hunch, which is a concentration. It's basically like a little guidance thing. Add a d4 to attack roll, saving throw, or ability check. And then I'm moving or try to go around Wolf Hunter towards Eryn.
You can get right next to her if you want.
Okay.
That will provide flanking for Akiva, by the way.
Yeah.
You see, as Wolf Hunter is turned to face Akiva, Eryn reaches out, grabs Wolf Hunter's leg, and you see shocks of electricity go through her system. As Wolf Hunter is twitching from the electricity, looking between Eryn and Akiva. Top of the round, it is Wolf Hunter's turn. Pulls the spear from its holster on her belt, spins it, and does first a thrust toward you, Akiva. Thrusts forward as it glances off your scale mail. She then spins and goes to stab at Eryn, and you see the spear tip jab into Eryn's shoulder and just kind of almost pin her to the wall for a second. Eryn kind of slumps and breathing heavily, but is still up, though looking real bad right now, as she goes for a third strike against you, Belinda. So as the spear goes to stab at you, you duck as it passes just overhead. Akiva.
I'm going to cast Armor of Agathis on myself, and then I will gain 15 temporary hit points.
As Akiva, you focus, spectral frost and dark tendrils form across yourself as you feel a little hardier.
So that I don't really have anything else I can do as a bonus action. I'm just going to ready myself, I guess.
That brings us to you, Belinda.
I see Eryn is doing poorly.
She's bloodied.
Okay. Well, she seems to be useful too, so I will heal her. She gets 10 HP back as I take out the Life's Blade.
She is looking better than she did a moment ago.
I already had the Life's Blade out, so can I draw my extra knife and give it to her?
You put it in her hand?
It's a nice knife, too.
She takes it and is just like, thank you. You had reached out and holding the Life's Blade, you feel the pulse of divine energy course through and heal and mend Eryn's wound in her shoulder, and even some of the cuts on her lip start to close up.
Okay. Then I will continue to provide menacing flanking as I'm holding a dagger thinking, how did I get to this point in my life?
So Eryn focuses for a moment as she begins an incantation.
What is it?
Phantasmal Killer. So as she releases this spell, you see Wolfhunter kind of, her eyes go wide, and she starts to swipe around her in the air. And you see a little bit of blood start to trickle from her nose. That brings us to the Gravewalker, who is going to step and flank. They are going to release some divine energy as a spectral dagger appears beside Wolfhunter and attacks her. Wolfhunter dodges out of the way, but the Gravewalker still goes to try and stab at Wolfhunter with a real dagger. She goes to jab the dagger into Wolfhunter's side, and Wolfhunter shoves the Gravewalker off. It is Wolfhunter's turn. She's doing one attack towards you, Akiva. Does hit you. So she takes how much?
15 damage.
She deals 8 points of piercing damage. After she hits, this blast of cold just covers her arm, and you see it like burn as she pulls it back and she's gonna go stab at the Gravewalker. She does hit the Gravewalker, and you see her like the spear just jabs through the Gravewalker's side and almost out the other side, and she's kind of grabs it and holding on, barely standing up, as Wolfhunter then, she's gonna try and kill the Gravewalker. As she pulls the spear, she spins it and then jabs it through the base of the chin of the Gravewalker's head and kills her. She is then going to pull away from all of you. You have 3 attacks of opportunity.
24.
And what was the damage?
9.
And Belinda?
22 to hit.
That hits. What was the damage?
7 points of damage.
And Eryn is also stabbing because she has a dagger. She just barely hits. Wolfhunter is not dead. She flings the door open and is scrambling outside and starting to yell out, "Traitors!"
Too bad the person we convinced she was a traitor is dead.
By about this point, the door has opened to the library. And Nissa, Scriv, you see one of the Gravewalkers there. Is like, your friends are being prepared for sacrifice, as they requested. If you wish to come.
Oh, sure. I'm gonna pack up the cards.
That is as far as that will go. So Akiva, it's your turn.
I'm going to yell, "She tried to kill us before we could give ourselves fully!" And then I'm going to cast, as a bonus action, Branding Smite. And then I'm going to attack her. So that's a 22 to hit.
22 hits.
The total would be 10 radiant and then 16 slashing. So 26 total.
Akiva, you make your way quickly trying to get to Wolfhunter before she can be seen by any of the other cultists. Focus your arcane energy along your khopesh. Bring it up from below, striking across her back and spine as light and shadow both combine and consume her form. And as the pulse rings out from her body, Belinda, Akiva's hair goes black again for a split second as Wolfhunter collapses in a smoldering heap.
Oh, yeah.
Quick earring. We're trying to maintain our cover and say that Wolfhunter attacked us. We found Eryn. She is currently fine, but we're going to try to keep up the ruse for now.
I'd like to say to the person who's escorting us, can you give me a moment so I can put my things down?
Akiva, let's grab the body and make it look like an accident.
I would like a deception check from each of you in the setting of this scene.
14.
10.
Seconds after you place the bodies in what you feel to be a good representation of Combat having been broken out of Wolf Hunter turning on you, the door bursts open to the room as 4 of the cultists run in and draw scimitars.
I'm going to stand there very non-threateningly.
We don't have our weapons drawn at this point.
What's happened here?
The instant we walked in, we asked one of the Gravewalkers to go fetch our friends so they could come see the ceremony for us to give ourselves fully over to Tenebris, and she attacked us. She killed the Gravewalker, and she tried to kill us.
Out of jealousy.
One of you can roll deception check with advantage, but I'm going to jump over really quick. Scriv and Nissa.
I'm putting my bag down so that I could properly go see a sacrifice. How long do you think this will take? I want to go down and see what the mechanics room was like.
It will occur in a few hours. They are preparing to be sacrificed to our Lord.
Can we aid in preparations?
Of course. Feel free to join me. We'll gesture, back the way he came.
Oh yeah, lead on.
Belinda, what did you roll?
A total of 19.
We'll have to inspect this further, but Wolf Hunter always wanted a higher ranking. We will continue your preparations then?
Oh, yes. Kiva, we should get to grab our robes. We didn't even make it that far before this happened.
And then I will take the robe and I'll actually just...
They hold the robes no, please. We can help prepare you if you wish.
It's all under control. Thank you. I think we would both like some time in contemplation as we prepare.
I'm just a little shaken after what she tried to pull. I had to use his powers to defend myself. And I would have much preferred not having to tap into those.
Roll deception.
Natural 20, so 25.
They'll stare between the two of you. By about this point, Nissa, Scriv, you notice the dormitory's empty, and rounding the corner, there's a bunch of people in the hallway to your right, and it seems like there's a tense situation there.
Is everything okay? What's happening?
I am uncertain. Nissa, Scriv, the two of you rejoin, and they say, we will allow you time to prepare. We'll simply be right outside.
No problem. Thank you.
As they take the bodies, carry them out, make sure you're all 4 in, and close the door behind you.
Telepathy from here on out. We're not saying anything they can overhear.
As you are in the room, Nissa, you see Eryn, wounded but not too bad right now, and she looks up. Friends of yours.
Yeah, you can trust them.
Nissa, you know magic. Can you tell if there's any magic on the chains? If there's a big alarm or trap or anything on your friend's manacles?
Do I detect anything like that, Tony?
Investigation check.
13.
Checking the chains, checking the manacles. You don't see any sort of arcane symbols. You don't see any sort of traps on it.
I would like to pull my tools and free her then.
Try and free her in a way to where we can still make it look like she's chained. I will say she was actually very helpful with helping us take down Wolf Hunter, so I think she's going to be a valuable asset if we gotta get out of here. So having her unchained is the most beneficial thing.
Okay.
Well, they took my component pouch, so I can't do all of my spells, but Wiggles her hands, I can do vocal and somatic.
Do you need components? Do we have those?
What kind of components would you need? I have some stuff. Maybe you could make do?
Do you know where they took you things?
No, I've been in here for half a day, give or take.
So, as to what happened, we arrived in this room, and Akiva and I saw Eryn. Eryn, we knew you must be Nissa's friend that she's spoken about, and we've done some really terrible things in pursuit of trying to rescue you, or at least made commitment to do some terrible things, so we thought we should seize the opportunity.
It seemed like the best chance for us to at least free you and take care of what could be a big threat without us having to put ourselves at a disadvantage, because they wanted us to disrobe and get rid of all of our gear, which would not have.
And prepare for sacrifice? What's that all about?
We fooled them into thinking I was gonna become a Deathlox.
We went all in.
Yes.
And they just let you say that and that's it?
It seems to be they know a bit more about my patron than I do, so that seemed to help convince them.
Oh, this is a week of discoveries, isn't it?
They were very thrilled. But Eryn, you're okay now?
Make a Thieves' Tools check, by the way, Nissa.
20.
Very quickly, you click, and the manacles can be removed, and you're kind of looking at them, and if need be, if you don't move them right now, they look like they're still on.
Awesome.
So, we might have just straight up attacked Wolf Hunter. We just decided to attack her because the opportunity presented itself, turned the Grave Walker against her, and then made it look like they tried to kill each other.
Well, luckily she did actually kill the Grave Walker, which I think will help lend to our story.
It's true. It's authentic.
Yes.
So, what's stopping them from just bringing Wolf Hunter back as a zombie and just asking 20 questions?
They won't believe her.
And plus, generally, when you bring somebody back like that, you would have to have a celestial way of bringing them back without to get them back fully. Otherwise, via their necromancy, they're not going to have intelligence.
I think Scriv's point is, can they not question her? They could.
Yeah, that's what I was worried about. I don't know much about magic, but it seems like people who regularly deal with undead would have a way of talking to the dead.
So what did you guys find?
Their library is terribly organized. Lots of propaganda.
Nissa, you said you found some books?
I found some tomes, I found some books. I think it might be what we're looking for. Eryn, you can look over them after. I found some letters. There's one that you might be interested in, and I'll pull out the one that mentions Mavic.
Mavic, and a brief mention of Mavic having given Wolf Hunter the tuning fork. It mentions it will be given to the demon, and that they will still need the amulets to bring forth the master.
That connects with what I guess Akiva and I decided, which was our best way forward was to get to this ceremony where everyone would be. So we just kept committing to every crazy, insane, evil thing they asked of us.
It seems to have worked out. We were able to find Eryn.
How are we supposed to get this fork off of a demon?
Great question, to which we have no answer because we don't even know where that is. We could keep trying to bluff our way forward. It got us this far, but the longer we're here, the more likely we get caught.
It seems likely that they'll let us relax here for a little bit to prepare for whatever ceremony they have tonight.
What do you think? Nissa and Eryn, this is... You guys, I think you've done what you were supposed to do here. We're staying because we have a job to do.
We would appreciate the help, but we're not going to force you.
I'm not gonna lie, I kinda wanna peace out, but you got Eryn safe, so...
You said tuning fork?
You've seen it?
Yeah, one of the Deathlogs had it. It's a material component to literally travel to another plane.
Did that Deathlog look particularly different from anybody else?
It's hard to tell the difference. The blue is still a little less faded in this one's robes.
Akiva and I spoke directly with one. In a room he's in, maybe we could just try to take it off his person?
That might be your best way to do that.
Okay, well, how are we going to handle getting you guys ready for this ritual to keep up the facade and keep your equipment close at hand?
I don't know how to say it in a way that doesn't sound bad, but I think if we split up again, the sneaky people go for the tuning fork, and the non-sneaky people stay here and pretend to get ready for the ceremony.
I think they're going to allow us to stay here for a while, though.
We might have some time.
I think you guys are allowed to leave this room. I don't think we can get caught leaving this room.
Let's say we're able to get the tuning fork. Do we find you and we all just run?
We book it.
There is more here than we are prepared to deal with.
Well, I was thinking I could also, and then I'll bamf in Lazarus. I could send Lazarus with you to provide any aid he can, and he can relay information back to me.
Is there anything else we should know, Eryn?
Avoid the demon. It's real bad. It can create undead just by killing people.
So we should not continue to the ceremony.
If you can avoid it.
Okay, so review. You guys are going to sit here relaxing in the sacrificial green room while we're going to go and find the 3 most powerful spellcasters in the area and poke around to see if any of them have a magic tuning fork.
Quick thing. If anyone can find some of my components, I have a little vial that has some phosphorus liquid in it. I can use it to basically make people drool at the mouth and incapacitate them within an area.
Hold up. Was it one of these?
No, those potions, not quite.
Wait, what are these?
You guys can make 3 Arcana checks. The first one will be for the pinkish one, the second one will be for the bubbling red one, and the final one will be for the murky brown one. So, the first one...
27.
16.
7.
Belinda, Akiva, you've seen this pinkish red potion before. It is a potion of greater healing. What was the roll for the second roll?
13.
13.
21.
Basically, between you guys, you can figure this out. It is a potion of fire breathing.
Very handy for burning things down.
And the final rolls,
13?
14?
16.
this is a potion of hill giant strength.
Okay.
Actually, Nissa, is your weapon magical at all?
Nope.
I pull out my boot knife. You guys might recognize it as the dagger that the Incubus used. Try this on for size.
Oh.
So Nissa, that is a dagger of wounding.
That's cool. Thank you.
So we currently have no better plan on the table than...
Going to pickpocket some deathlocks.
Basically, you have what seems like a couple of hours to prepare for the ceremony. So for simplicity's sake, if you want, you can take a short rest.
Okay, cool.
You guys should send Lazarus with her.
Yeah.
I'm assuming I'm here with all of you.
Well, we're prepping for the ceremony. Weird they left you with us. I guess they assume you're not threatening and we're evil, so...
There's one way in and out of this room if they're right outside the room.
True. That's why we will stay here and not cause any ruckus, I think. We will just wait.
Yeah, okay.
I believe in you. Good luck.
Nissa, Scriv, as you open the door, several of the cultists outside. Are you done helping your friends to prepare?
Yeah.
Well, I suppose it is up to them for now. We will continue to watch, but... And they gesture back towards the dormitories.
Yeah. How long do we have until the ceremony?
Oh, feel free to worship at the shrine or go to the true altar. People will be gathering shortly.
Oh, we were also thinking of just exploring the mechanics room to see if there is any way we could...
there is no time for that now. That is... And they'll point down the other end of the hallway where you guys have not been yet. You can deal with that later.
Okay. Fair enough.
Worshipping at the altar it is.
One of the cultists will follow you to the dormitories and just... Please, if you wish to worship at the shrine, they'll gesture down the side where you had seen Belinda and Akiva go before. Or you can go to the room of cleansing before the altar and prepare as well to watch the sacrifice unfold.
Room of cleansing sounds better, right? You look over at Nissa.
Sure.
Please.
Can I have Lazarus, since he can make perception checks that rely on hearing, smelling, and sight, can he try and detect where the deathlocks would be via smell?
You can attempt a perception check. So Lazarus is with you guys.
Scouting. A 7. He can't tell. He's distracted right now.
Also, he's a little bit tucked away and trying to avoid being seen. So, nope. So you guys are following to the room of cleansing?
I guess.
I'm gonna just keep an eye out for the deathlocks.
Okay, so you see the cultists will escort you down the hall and then towards the one of the doors you have not been through yet. And in the room, you see 2 deathlocks kind of starting to gather some... You see a couple of daggers that they are cleaning and placing onto their belts and just overall seeming to straighten up their robes and put a couple of markings across their arms of the skull and spinal column. Just the curve of it.
I will say, during this whole time, I am looking through Lazarus' eyes and hearing everything he hears, and I'm relaying it all to Belinda.
Okay, and I'm also sort of trying to, chat with Eryn a bit about Orenthal. Give her some mundane conversation about that.
She'll comment that she grew up in the low hills, but skilled enough to get membership into the Staff Federation.
Yeah, I'm not pumping her for information right now. I'm just more trying to, try to make her feel a little more at ease.
Scriv, Nissa, when you enter the room, there are 4 cultists and the 2 deathlocks, and one of them turns to you and just says, "Have you come to prepare yourself and witness the sacrifice?"
Yes.
Excellent. Then please come forth and bare your forearms for the markings. He has a small bowl in his hand with some sort of paste, it looks like.
So I will roll up my sleeves. Sorry, the armor is a bit much.
Doing the same.
So it draws a simple symbol of a skull and spinal column on your forearms, with the end of the spinal column just barely touching your wrist.
Thank you. I'm looking forward to the ceremony.
Excellent. Now please, proceed. And he'll inch the door behind him open a bit and just gesture. If you wish, unless you feel you need, and kind of eyes narrow, more preparation.
Can I have some time to contemplate? everything that's happening? It's just so fast. We've only arrived today, and now talk of sacrifices?
As your pursuit and determination must be solid, swift, and forthright, so too must your decisions be.
While he's talking, I will get my mage hand out and go for it.
Go ahead and roll, since there are 2 deathlocks, 2 sleight of hand checks.
23.
And what was the second roll?
27.
For the first one, the one that is closer to you, you kind of quickly check the pockets and check his person, and you do pull out, not a tuning fork, but you notice in the mage hand's grip is a ring.
Shinies.
Which you can quickly slip into your pocket before sending it, like, kind of skirting along the edges of the walls to stay out of sight and low. With the second one, from a pocket, you do, get the sensation of a thin metallic object as you pull out what looks like a black and red tuning fork.
Yes!
And you quickly shift it along the walls, moving quickly, and kind of put your hand, behind your back slightly as your mage hand deposits it, and you slip it into your pocket. But the door to the other room is open, and the Deathlock is still gesturing to allow you to enter. So I will say you can see benches beyond the door, facing something.
As I'm I'm scratching my ear, I can't turn them away without the 2 Deathlocks suspecting something, so...
Where are you going?
He's going into it seems a big temple.
That means we have to go to the ceremony? Shoot.
You guys could probably run. I don't know if Nissa has the thing or not.
I've got it! Can we go now?
Yeah, Nissa can kind of quickly just, pull on the earring and say that.
So then we need to go.
Then I'll just look embarrassed. I also have to use the restroom, so if you could just point me in the direction of the facilities.
Roll deception.
16.
Once sudden death has claimed you, you will not worry of such petty things.
The last thing I want to do is go into the sacred chamber and relieve myself all over the sacred floor.
As much as the Mauretsi would not mind, I am sure. It is a pathetic, immortal thing.
I'm sorry.
Are you sure you do not wish to be turned now? I can aid you in that.
No, today is my friend's time to shine.
He looks over to the other Deathlock.
Send them off and make sure that the others are prepared.
You can hear this through Lazarus, right?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, we gotta go. We gotta go now.
How big are the robes that they're wearing?
They're very thin. You're not going to be able to fit it over. Belinda will be.
We put yours on Eryn.
By the way, Akiva, have you broken the connection now then? Because you are essentially blind and deaf in your person when you are looking through Lazarus.
Yeah. And I can actually amp him back.
Okay, Akiva, I'm giving you my cloak. I'm taking one of the robes. I'm putting a robe on Eryn.
Okay.
Eryn gets out of the restraints and just, all right, time to go.
So we're being escorted to the restroom?
He is gesturing for you to proceed ahead of him, away from the entrance.
I throw the hand signal. Book it.
Okay, so, the Deathlock would be falling behind, so you round the corner and see that...
bloody altar.
Yeah, a couple of cultists are there, but...
my decision is we book it.
Okay. What is both of your movement speeds?
30?
25.
So that's 75 feet of movement altogether from Nissa and 90 total from Scriv if you action bonus action dash?
Yes.
So you are booking it around the corner. Akiva and Belinda, how are you leaving? Are you just walking out?
Fast walk. Man, we're really eager to go somewhere, but not a full sprint.
Okay, I would like deception check from both.
Okay.
12.
14.
The sacrifices are heading. Excellent. You're walking quickly, so they're just kind of getting up and putting some stuff away. As you hear some footsteps moving very quickly.
To grab Scriv's stuff.
You do have to pass by the guards at the entrance, too. So you break into a full sprint, and I'm going to say you get to that crossroads and start running down the hallway. We'll say you all kind of catch up because Scriv and Nissa can catch up to you guys.
Yeah. I'm going to say, Akiva, have the fire ready.
Yeah.
There's about 6 seconds after Scriv and Nissa start running that you hear, much louder than the voice should be, "Kill them!" But you are farther than they can catch you right now. And you guys are running and you see 3 guards in your way start to turn and daggers in hands. What are you guys doing?
I'm gonna drink the potion and...
Okay. Akiva, you drink the potion of fire breathing.
And then I breathe.
All right, roll 4d6 for me.
9 damage. Awesome.
2 of them are instantly incinerated. One of them is burning but still up, and he's pulling a dagger and trying to go swipe at you since you're towards the front.
Magic missile as I'm running.
Okay. Nissa, you release the magic missile as 3 bolts fly out and just smack one after another into him. All of you hear footsteps coming, running behind you as you exit out of the cave.
So as we leave, I am actually going to breathe fire on the door.
The vines that are covering the cave?
Yes. I'm basically trying to cover our tracks with fire.
Okay. So you release a breath of fire at the vines and the shrubs, and everything begins to catch.
Awesome.
And you guys keep running. And that is where we're going to leave this episode for today.
Thank you all for listening. Please share this with your friends and follow us on Twitter at RulesAsWritten, or check out our website, dndraw.com. And feel free to email any questions to the DM at dm@dndraw.com. Also, subscribe and leave us a review or comment anywhere podcasts are found. And please check out our Patreon at patreon.com/dndraw. Bye-bye.